Okay, been a long time, while, but I this get back to it. We're gonna be playing some more Trials of Mana today. I last ran this more than a month ago. May have been for all sorts of reasons, but eventually you have to come back, and so this is why I've decided to come back. I want to get this done. So we have a party of Kevin, Duran, and Charlotte. And we are now trying to get back the kingdom that nobody cares about in the party, Rolante. But we need to... All right. Exciting thing is we're gonna get our first class changed. Sadly, it looks like we're gonna be a couple levels short of our second class, so we won't.
This will be faster if we crack together.
Next, defeated many enemies for lots of money.
Don't hold back just because the enemy is weak. It's over.
One down.
I feel stronger.
This one is so annoying.
We won.
Don't hold back just because the enemy is weak. Such power. What can you say? I'm a natural.
Let's take it out. Before it does more damage.
Next, one down. One down. Defeated many enemies for lots of money.
All right, now we can finally. Gotcha. Guarded Cup of Wishes.
Weak enemies. Let's stay focused. One down.
Barely broke a sweat.
Weak enemies. Let's stay focused.
Biggest problem is Kevin can't hit the flyers with this
And with
last strike.
peace has
One of the wonderful
returned.
things about having Reese as my main character during the first playthrough was Whirlwind from her basic last strike would hit flying enemies, pitched up perfect height, pretty much always hit. That. Those little. This is where we would find the cactus. Have little cactus.
Stronger than you think. My true power. Wind statue?
Oh no! Someone might be after Sylphid like Don Perry feared! Hurry!
I am way too item grab. I really do not need them.
Can't get through the wind with strength alone.
Have to figure out this wind to move forward.
That's good. That's the place.
This one is so annoying!
Stronger than you think! This is strength!
It almost makes you think that you can get by despite the wind. That way it's a little worse than the original. The wind was very strong and very obviously a problem in the...
So weak. Could have won alone.
Don't worry, I've got this!
Saw how badly I whiffed those imps, though. They're low close to the ground, the auto tracking. Able to get them, but
Get out of my way before I break you.
one of the things you don't see in here, but was really significant to me on my first playthrough, was that the you do gain a lot more experience in the early portions of the game compared to the original. Because the Wind Crystal is your first chance to do the class change. Want to be level 18 by then, but normally you'd only reach about level 11-ish, maybe. That crystal.
Stronger than you think!
And so following FAQs that I read about online when I played the original way back in the day, emulator, that was the only time, there was a, I spent usually half an hour grinding so I could reach level 18 in that section. But then, button activate this, so back through. Stairway.
My turn!
And get her because she is. But these enemies you can see are about level 16 instead of being the level 10-ish that they were at the time.
Too easy.
So
Weakness
reach level 18 without doing anything really big in the matter of grinding. That's pretty.
such
That's a pretty
power.
big deal.
What can I say?
Take it out.
One down! Run! Next! One down! Beastmen don't use money. What to buy?
I'm gonna have to worry about jumping across there to little cactus. Take that win. You can do it a little bit. You can escape some of those. That's one thing.
Can't fall. This could be ugly. It's over.
Cross cut.
Not dead yet.
We must have taken out all the enemies nearby.
Stronger than you think! Prepared? We won!
This stone.
Easy enemy?
It's over.
Now, how do I get through this one? Somewhat annoying little puzzle. Not super bad. I think I actually was more. Might be armor. Yeah, I do have. Make another shortcut.
Stronger than you think.
In no time.
Can't grab that. Still in battle. They have not yet finished off the need.
We need Sophit's power now more than ever.
Blast! I can't fight at full power with all this wind!
We can take this enemy in no time.
Gonna whiff totally. Oh, I got him. Amazing.
Too easy!
Sometimes you do hit if you're close enough. More often than try to use class strike flyers.
What's that?
It's a mana
The
stone.
Mana Stone, otherwise known as
This
the
is
Wind
first
Crystal.
one I've
But then it
ever
would be a
seen in
Final Fantasy.
person, too. Huh. If the Benevodons sealed within were freed, the whole world would be in such danger.
Don't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing what we can to stop it, after all. Come on! Sylphid must be nearby. Whoa! Look at these footprints. Is someone else nearby? Let's check them out.
Okay, time to class change.
Who is switching classes?
Let's see.
Try
Oh,
to
I chose
switch your
Duran
class.
first. Lighter, dark, lighter, dark, lighter. We're gonna go light. We're gonna go the path. Even though it's probably would be better maybe to go dark and get. I'll go dark for the element. Not like I need the. Going to go. Yeah, we'll do. I wanted to check out the shield more than anything if I wanted. I guess I can save that. I do have my other game that I've got where I managed to get the Earth Claw. So glad. Elemental sabers will probably be pretty useful. The only thing that changes your outfit in this game, changing classes.
Who is switching classes?
Okay, Kevin will also go dark.
Try to switch your class.
More extreme power. It's an awful lot of time to load the class changes. My biggest It's really weird to have the opening music going as you go in there. I guess this should show off the other pages. I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. If you're playing it for the first time and playing characters, might be good to check out. Of course, it doesn't give you enough information to really. You want to have an idea of what's better for you or whatever, what they really do. Online guides searched and have been since various class changes and what abilities they get, the stats they get.
Who is switching
But it
classes?
does give kind of neat.
Try to switch your class.
It is neat that they allow you to reset class and come back later. Fortunately, it's still really hard to get the items. That's really there's only like one enemy in the game I've found so far that has a chance of dropping the items. So, Priestess or Enchantress. 10% of CS gauge when casting heat. Attack when magic attack increases by 10% when affected by a status effect. Generally don't want status effect. Class Strike's dash and Class Strike jump. Yeah. The Lancer in this game is not a Lancer with the jump strike. It's with the jump. It's although Breeze did have some jump style Class Strike. That's a really cute little green too. But also here's the stat. She gains more attack as an Enchantress. Same amount of spirit and magic stat. It's more MP as an surprisingly. The Enchantress has better stats. But I definitely want her to be. Duran and Kevin are going to be doing all the damage. Charlotte's going to be my killbot. She actually, her dark class is pretty strong. Testing though, not a bad class. Want to focus them. Okay, now that we've leveled up, we can check to see any of the equipment we picked up is good. I think I got all the chests. That really fast. Okay, 7 out of 7. Yep, 2 out of 2. Of course, because I got. All right. Now I can actually do my training. I have 26 points. I haven't spent that all. Let's go ahead and buff up his strength. He doesn't get anything else big from it. Okay. Victory. Luck. Doesn't get any ability. Does a, That's center. That's really interesting. Brawler. Well, I guess the chance of defense hit. Then I'll save all the rest. Don't need that much stuff. Okay, let's see. I can get 2 new abilities, which would be the best. Luck and item drop rate. Probably ought to have. Victory heal is actually. Okay, chain vest is better for. Doesn't get. Okay, axe saber, MP need magic saber and. So here we are. All of it comes from his spirit. Okay, guess he gets spirit. That'll give him elemental spirit. Stone saber is all he has now. Lightning. Opponent saber magic and responding element. Wow, that is so specific. That's actually charge attack. Survive, 20% chance. Gut style. We'll give him some as well. Okay. Taxi. He has a lot of people. Yeah, let's do. All right, and finally, Charlotte. Oh, gall, she also gets elementals. I forgot about that. I should have done Grand Light. Oh well. Well, I'll have 2 ability to do. Oh, doesn't. That'll give. Or if I should give her luck since. I don't really. I want stamina more than that. Defender too, the opposite of. And I guess we'll. And a few more levels, and we get to change our class again. Now, does the obsidian power only work for her? That's the question. Give her an HP boost since. Yeah, let's give her base magic attack because she does have holy light. Okay, and oh, actually, now I definitely. They're already at max, so they don't seem to use last strike. Although I don't use. Be good enough. All right, let's go deal with the boss now. I think it's still nighttime. I haven't seen the shade transition. I definitely want it to be heaven whenever possible. Dark Shine.
Stop! Let Sylphid go!
You must have destroyed the wind statue too!
He's gone.
Something's wrong.
Did that guy do this?
We have to hurry and save Sylphid.
Coming, Sylphid! Hang in there!
Crosscut! Crosscut!
Stronger than you think!
My allies were not using their abilities. Oh well. Not that I really needed it. Being level 30.
You okay?
Experience gain you get from that 300% plus the occasional extra triples from the little cactus, the bonuses really give you huge experience.
Ooh. You saved me.
Dark Knight, who was that?
I don't know. One moment he was looking at the Mana Stone, and the next he was after me. He drained my energy and summoned Persephone.
Was he after the Mana Stone? Planning to use it?
Sylphid, we need your help.
I see. Well, you all saved my life. I'll stick with you until the bitter end.
Really pretty silly. Pick my help out. Sad thing is, it's the one that's actually
Gonna get the Citadel back! Hurry! To the Somnosa Meadow!
not that we really care that much about the Citadel, but we did kind of promise.
Get out of my way before I break!
And with that, peace has returned.
Guys, we done.
Wolf fly or not, it can still hurt. Okay, next.
Stronger than you think!
Barely broke a sweat.
Leave this one to me.
Yep, totally me.
Beastmen don't use money. What to buy?
This one is so annoying.
Stronger than you think! My true power! All of us together! Did it! We are rich!
So a shortcut. I guess I can also use those escape ropes. Never think of using. And escape rope. Secret of Mana, it was a single item that you found it pretty cheap. I just never used it. Okay. All the way back.
Seek enemies, but stay focused.
Holy balls!
So weak. Could have won alone.
I'm totally going. Eventually, I think I'd like to start working.
Just give me 1 second.
Prepared.
Easy peasy.
Wasting time on weaklings.
Will not lose. Ever.
Not lose ever, is at least until we're fighting the.
Welcome back. I am so glad to see you safe. You made it.
Did you have a chance to speak with Dom Perry?
Yep. Look.
I believe this is another instance where in the original game it would tell you what do you want to do
Whoa,
and
nice
give you a
to
chance to
see
select one of
you.
the fairies in inventory.
Leave this to me.
It was a neat little thing, but I guess it really was kind of silly because it's not like there are multiple ways or things that you do. That's kind of an old thing in order to make things more interactive, I guess, back in the 80s and 90s, they had a lot of those segments. It was really similar with Final Fantasy IV, when you had key items that would open doors and such, keys especially to open. What do you want to do? Give you for some reason, a really small version of the inventory, like usable items were there. I guess they took out like when they show you the item you want. But it was kind of silly because there was only one thing that you could possibly do. Now, however, games are so much interaction in the battles and everything else that wanting you to make the correct choice when you have the key item on considered obsolete, I guess. Kind of understand.
Now is our chance. Please be careful. There may be enemies in the Citadel that did not succumb to the sleep spores.
Help yourself to the supplies in the barrels. There are candies and cups of wishes.
We're just probably going to ignore that. I have too many of them anyway. Yeah, especially since they don't count. Definitely. 9 treasure chests in. I don't know if I really care about collecting them all, but I kind of do. Oh darn. One minute time. Not anymore. That's why I bought 99 of them. Really surprised. Did I give like a 300 hit point thing? I think I did. I wasn't even really looking much. It's been over a month, so I don't remember what abilities I gave to my... But they won't let us... We can explore a lot more easily after we finish the battle, so... Although I can go get that. I have to go upstairs?
Stronger than you think.
This one is so annoying. That's how it's done.
Don't mess with the Super Saiyan wolf.
Stronger than you think.
I feel stronger. I could win this with my eyes closed.
Stronger than you think.
Such power. What can I say? I'm a natural.
Oh, monsters in the Citadel?
Are the Navarro agents keeping them as pets?
Darn, it was down below. I could have grabbed it before. I thought it was up here during this. Oh well.
Watch out!
Prepared. Strike! Stronger than you think. Stay focused. Prepared. Strike!
Oh wow, look who's here. It's very rare that I do a party without either Reese or Hawkeye, so it's pretty.
You're a Navarro agent?
Wait, it's not what you think. I'm Hawkeye, and yes, I used to be a Navarran thief, but not anymore. I'm on the run. This is the fault of a horrible usurper named Isabella. She twisted the minds of the Navarran
Oh, of
forces
course he
and
has to be
attacked
here
Laurent.
because the reason we don't attack
I'm here to stop them.
Isabel
Please, believe me.
when Belladonna, I
Thank
guess,
you.
called her. And
Honestly, I don't know what Isabella's true motives might be. But I can tell you one thing. A real Navarran thief would never, ever take a life. I knew her as Isabella, but after some digging, I found out the witch's real name. She calls herself Belladonna now, ever since she killed my best friend Eagle. And she didn't stop there. Belladonna gave a cursed item to Eagle's little sister Jessica. If Belladonna dies, so will she. I couldn't do anything. So please, if you find Belladonna, don't kill her. Capture her instead. I know you don't owe me anything, but...
Okay. Cannot promise anything, but I will try.
I appreciate it. Well, I won't hold you good people back any longer. I'll go on ahead and see what I can do on my own. My thanks.
it would be pretty interesting if there's an option in the game to have all 6 characters. Oh, except for your main,
You think that
similar to
Hawkeye guy is
Octopath
up there on
Traveler's
his own?
style. And therefore, all of these interactions make a little bit more sense. Because, again, that was necessary because of the subplot. We don't attack Isabella here, Belladonna, or whoever, because
I could win this with
we
my
can't
eyes
risk
closed.
Jessica's life. But most of our party at this point is not in the place of caring much.
Hurry, let's move! Victory prepared! Strike!
Well, I was introducing fashion. If they all ended up joining your party and swap them out, and then at some point certain
Stronger than you
required,
think!
that would be pretty interesting.
Prepared!
course, they've already added quite a bit. Also, one of the things that I didn't do, which if you follow something similar to mine, where you do a new game and then where your new game plus run decide to do the 3 characters you didn't use originally, so that you can get all the achievements or whatever other mess with that. You get a bunch of weapons and armor seeds at the end of the game, rather than using them hoping to get better equipment for the guys you've got when you've got a couple. Save a few of them for this. Of course, not that I need the high level equipment with all these levels. Thing that I'm no longer one-shotting some of these. Having that weapon would have hurt.
Leave this into me.
Feel strength. All of us together stronger than you think.
Let's go we along.
Oh, Warhammer. Warhammer on a chain, because she always uses flails, but they give it a basic cleric blunt weapon.
These enemies. Let's stay focused.
I can't get enough of this power.
Poseidon. Oh no, Reese. Sorry, Reese, you're not in our party. You're not mighty enough to battle these.
Uh-oh. Meddlers.
We must tell Belladonna.
Thank you. The enemy commandant is in that room over there.
We will do this. You stay here. Rest. Okay?
You have helped me so much. But I must ask for your aid again.
These two are actually the two that you interact with the most as well if they aren't in your party. Duran, you do just a little bit when you're taking back. I'm sure we'll see more of Hawkeye when it the Varl's section. Fire element and such.
Wind! Too strong! Stronger than you think!
Oh, hey, we're 38. We need to go back to the Mana Crystal now. I guess I really need to, too, actually. Because it's going to be a little bit before I reach the next Mana Stone. I'd rather get my class change over with. I have no idea what I'm going to do Dark Light, though. Wonder if I have the item for a... that I might do that to Duran. I think I do.
Secret attack?
Because I think I picked up a couple. And I never bothered to use because I like my classes. I was playing.
They fuse.
Is our true power.
This one's a doozy. Not bad.
Come on. Take that. Too much for you. Take this.
Leave this one to me.
How did I whiff them? That was. Yeah.
Too much for you. Take that. Take this.
It's on hard, so they do a decent amount of damage, especially since.
You'll regret this. Forgive us, Belladonna.
No, there is not a third boss fight coming up. Thank goodness, because Belladonna said nope.
Who are you?
I am Belladonna, servant of his dark majesty.
Huh?
I have no more need of the Citadel. You may do with it as you will.
Wait! Stop!
With your help, we managed to take the Citadel. Words cannot express our gratitude. The kingdom is reclaimed, but my father is gone forever.
Those guys could come back here at any time.
The Citadel defenses were mostly repaired by Navarro after the fire. We can defend ourselves, Your Highness. The Kingdom of Laurent will not be caught off guard again.
The sleep spores will no longer work on us either.
Sleep spores are a
Our
weird
next
little
move is to make a
part of
search
the
party for Prince Elliot. Your Highness,
story.
if you would only stay here at the Citadel
Whatever.
and guide your people.
I can think of the word I'm trying to use for that right now. But they're part of the plot. Yeah, it's a weird little plot device. That's kind of what I'm.
You may leave the Citadel in
Considering
our
that
care.
they live so close to
Please,
the sleep
continue
spores,
your
you would
search.
think that they would have most, you know,
No, you are not the type of person
unless
to
this
wait idly
garden
by in
is
the
totally
Citadel
forbidden
while
to enter,
other
all of them
Amazon
should probably
guards
have gone
attempt
in
to
there and been
retrieve the kidnapped
affected
prince
by
from
the
enemy.
ones already anyway, but had to be used. But I don't know. It's all part of the necessary plot so that
Isn't that right?
Breeze can leave and go off searching for her brother, but not,
Liza,
you know, in our party where
everyone,
she belongs.
Thank you. I will find Elliot and bring him back so that we may rebuild Laurent together. I entrust the Citadel to you. Until then.
Safe travels, Captain.
Also really interesting seeing just small differences. Pen translation that so many of us originally played on, and then the official
I will set out
translation
again to renew
20
my
years
search
later.
for my brother. Thank you all for everything you have done. May we meet again.
Thanks. Good luck with the search.
Laurent was originally a Rolante, which kind of
The
makes
Wind
sense because
Elemental.
R's and L's are so hard to.
Let's tell the Hero King in Valsena. Come on.
So weird to swiv off and everything. Belladonna's original name was Ju, which is beautiful. It's the literal definition of it. I think that's what it was originally designed to be. Kind of highlighting that she's a monstrous person, but that beautiful exterior. I guess they decided Belladonna was just Western translation to that. The names of the 6 characters pretty well. The only one that was
I wonder, Navarland's still in Hollow?
Belladonna is gone. So I assume they're no longer under her spell. That takes care of that. Let's go to the docks. I can't swim, but a boat should be safe.
I can't.
Right?
Yeah, let's swim all the way back to Melsina. Obviously, no, none of us can swim that far, Charlotte. He was just named Carly. It was well known what the names were. I guess that in Japanese promotional materials, they
Beastmen don't use
had
money.
the names listed.
What's a buy?
Riza's was they went ahead and gave her the name of These. Largely, I believe, just because they weren't sure of the pronunciation. I'm not sure quite why they did. They changed Charlotte to Carly, largely because they were dealing with a 6 character limit common to Super Nintendo games at the time. Some of them even less than 4, and they just wanted the Carly was a easy little nickname for a girl named Charlotte that was a character kind of thing. But Kevin Durand, of course, Kevin is an English name anyway, the most normal of them all. Durand's not in a super uncommon name. Esther, to even had the band. Duran is technically pronunciation in the Japanese. Of course.
My true power.
Hawkeye once again, even though it was known he was Hawkeye, they shortened his name to Hawk because, again, Hawkeye is 7 characters. And they didn't want to... Calling him Hawk sounded a lot better than something really silly like calling him Hawk-I letter.
I'm a natural.
I mean, you could have done something like that maybe, but not exactly. This game isn't silly enough for something like that, so fill the name.
Strike! Out of my way!
One down.
Can't you tell? We are getting stronger.
Yes, very strong. Okay, oh. I almost forgot. I can't do this yet. I have the seed, but I haven't turned them into items. Getting a little bit ahead of myself.
Just give me 1 second. Leave it to me, Wookiee. It's over. Retreat.
Really mean to destroy that. I'm already out of everything. I don't think they have a seed jar in Reliant. I'm gonna have to go all the way down Hollow, and yep, it'll still be better though. Just a small distraction. Yeah, but the class changing is such a big deal that in the speedruns of the original S, you only got class changes. You never got the second class. You only got the first class change on 2 of the characters in the party. The rest didn't have time for
Take down the enemy.
to get the experience necessary for it, and or to track down the area. Class change.
So annoying. Bye.
I didn't create the seeds before, of course, because oh, but I should have done while I was there. Well, I guess I'm not going to be class change. then, because I'm not going to get the right items. Just gonna stay a Dark Knight. Oh well.
Aw, it's just getting started.
This one is so annoying.
Defeated many enemies for lots of money.
If I remember to, since I was there already, I should have gone ahead and reset his class, so that I could get the right items. Oh well. Wait to worry about that now. I mean, I could. I've already. Whatever. Doesn't matter that much.
Hey!
You're with those invading hooligans.
Take that! And that!
You can't fool us.
Stop! Bullying is bad!
None of those voices seem to match up with the characters. I do remember this scene a little bit better now.
Help me!
Those few times I didn't have Hawkeye.
Huh? Do you recognize me? That's a relief. Please! My friend is from Navarre.
I do remember seeing.
Controlled.
I played at least once without Hawkeye. I think a Duran, Angela, Carly party.
Spare him.
And I do remember seeing Hawkeye in Rolante Castle as well in that brief period, but it was a lot.
I guess we'll let it lie.
Especially with
Let's
tech
go.
smashing, much simpler, quicker affair than it seemed over dramatized at
Thank you
that
for
that
saving
we
me.
just saw here.
After you left Navarre, things went from bad to worse.
Voice. These accents are almost as
Belladonna began taking
caricature-based
over
as
everyone in
Octopath
Navarre
Traveler.
with her magic. Those who figured out her plan before she could corrupt them were taken out by her summoned meowsters until no one was left.
And
Since Jessica was already under a curse, Belladonna's mind control magic didn't work.
that's
she
another
put
little
Jessica in the
weird
fortress
plot
prison.
device thing. Been cursed by this necklace, which is super powerful,
They
but it also makes her
barricaded the
immune to
walls
Belladonna's own
since I
magic.
broke Mew out of those cells. I couldn't do anything for Jessica. Then I fell to the mind control myself. It was bad news.
But the cat sounds in his speech just doesn't work as well in English
That's
as it
rough,
does in
Nicole.
Japanese.
It's probably not a good idea for you to return to Navarre yet.
I'm sorry. I couldn't protect Jessica.
It's not your fault. Belladonna put Jessica in prison instead of harming her when her magic didn't work. For now, she's probably safe. Sorry for the trouble. Later.
Okay, here. Bang Litecoin. Undyne. Okay, here we go. If we get enough for everybody. Death Aura, Death Aura, Death Aura, that's bad. Battered bag, salt bottle. Ooh, I might not have gotten enough for everybody. So I think I'm going to ever say. I don't know if they'll be any different, but maybe they'll be different if I choose a class or something. I can't remember at what point, like at the time you acquire them, they determine sort of. I can't remember. I do know that they didn't seem to change at all when I was experimenting with it, and I was reading some Discord news and stuff about it, people countering things. But considering how long ago I got them, I don't know. Such. I'm not super duper concerned about the second class change. I would be, if you could control it yourself, I'd be. For the most part, the second class change is powerful enough on its own.
Dangerous.
Run! I could win this with my.
See you around.
That's a nice. Almost as good as Titus's constant flee commands when you did him in the Final Fantasy 2. Go so easy on you next time, Peter.
This one is so annoying.
Retreat.
I'm really glad they fixed auto run because of the. I don't even know why they had it to begin with, because in an action game like this, turning a button on to turn from just regular running to sprinting or whatever is a pretty minor thing, I mean, like in Kingdom Hearts, you know, buttons they had was your dodge roll, cartwheel, etc.
All of us.
Quick run during parts too.
Easy enemy, easy win. Retreat.
Get out of my way before I break you.
Retreat.
All right, I'll clear your way. Leave it to me.
See you around. This enemy isn't even a threat.
Retreat.
Who is switching classes?
Death Aura, I'm pretty sure is for Ran. I am not sure.
Try to switch your class.
May have gotten an item. About to find out. Maybe I should look at the items. Probably tell what class. Edelfrei. I wonder what that is. Okay, well, I have the item for it, regardless. So. Pretty cool looking kit overall. I still have all the Vault Bottle goes to Sage class and Fatal Fit. Battler Tag. Gotta Scales resets you back. So I could have used that before. I still have all the items to swap Hawkeye, Angela, and eventually got some, or some of them anyway, all of Hawkeye. Okay.
Who is switching classes? Try to switch your class.
Fatal Fist, was it? I think I like the look of Enlightened better, but whatever. Ah, I never noticed before. Seiryu strike, but I do remember the other names now. Yeah, the 4 class strikes of the 4 level 2 classes are all based on 4 Chinese gods. Saku, Seiryu, Genbu. All right, and now Charlotte to Sage.
Who is switching classes? Try to switch your class.
A little sad that I didn't get any variety or choice in the items I had, but it's going to be until near the end of the game, possibly different items. Might as well just go with what they give me, as long as I got them all. But I don't get to be a high cleric, unfortunately. Sage, I kind of like the outfit for Sage better anyway. Difference. High cleric has the better ability. Oh, I remember the chop slap from SD First Blode. That one too. Again, Dark has all the better stats. Except for High Cleric actually does have better magic. Dark, light, dark, dark, and light, dark. Flammy isn't any of the other. The only ones I've really played is 1, 2, and I haven't finished. Okay. Now, Moon Energy, although it'll take a while to read. That's the only spell he gets on Dark Dark is Energy. That is kind of hilarious. Increases critical strike chance. Probably worth going. I guess I'll start working towards it. It'll be a bit till. Okay, now we need. He is also focusing on. Oh, he needs training too. I at least want to get. Okay, Stone Saber Plus at. I do want the ability to enchant the. Eventually, I'll get Leap and Moon Saber. That's nice at least. I will get to get those two. Those are both pretty. Nothing really. On Spirit and then. Yeah, the Faith Bond is gives them a pretty HP. Yeah, that's probably. And finally, Scarlet. Okay, she has Healing Light Plus, so she can heal the whole party when she casts her. MP plus 10 is really necessary. In fact, she can get all the sabers as well as Lucy. So once again, unfortunately, a little bit. Anything important from that? Just collect. That's actually not bad. Just a bit. It's attack saber. Well, his sabers are going to be better because of the. So I can eventually get enough, which I probably will, considering the get canceling status of. Does that mean basically Holy Light has a 75% chance to her ability? All right. What to do? What can she? I'm gonna give her the luck boost. I don't know what, but that probably having 0 MP attacks any. I'm not gonna worry about making it night though.
Victory!
It's actually going to be forced night for the next area anyway.
No time.
I'm just going to be now.
This will be faster if we fight together.
Faster, actually. Run away. I'm tired of fighting these guys. I am done. Run back and forth through here 3 times already. Oh, I forgot to run through there and get Hopper Boy. Well. I think that on light side, he gets a lot more hit points. Golly, he's only going to have 1 spell. That's pretty incredible.
Menace. Defeated quickly and retreat.
Defeated quickly and retreat. Tired of flying things too. That's the biggest problem. Especially with 400 of this now and getting 200 free at the start of every battle. Ground-bound enemies I can bash to pieces really, really quickly with the basic class strike. Flying enemies that are unreliable to hit like that looks like you should be able to jump. This terrain is pretty neat. They do a decent job of letting you do some, not really requiring platforming so much, but enabling you to make use of it if you, give it a little. It's kind of nice. It's what they really should have done with the original. Didn't quite do it with. I've heard some, like Bloody Biscuits, say, "Oh god, everyone complains about platforming. It's not hard at all. It's easy." Most of us are not for human players. By most people like the platform. Did a pretty good job with it. There are a couple instances where it they put walls up where you wish that they wouldn't, because it really jump down. Anti-platforming almost, as it were. Okay, time to take the ghost ship. Yeah, I'm gonna.
welcome.
I'm surprised that sleep until evening is. One of the things that I've gotten from Little Cactus too is that all inns are free, which is kind of a weird effect. From a gameplay perspective, it's perfectly reasonable. Because there's already golden mana statues that heal you instantly up for free. So, you know, why have inns charge you and stuff? It's a little bit different in your basic kind of Final Fantasy, where you have to pay for an inn or you have to pay for a tent or whatever. When you get free healing, charging for inn works in a safe place in the game is just a little bit on the silly side. But from an actual, the gameplay is, integration of story and gameplay, it feels kind of cheap that just because I found all these cactuses, now I'm cheating all these innkeepers out of the money that they should get by allowing me to sleep in their inn. It's... weird little cutscene. Not quite sure how long it goes on, but kind of silly. I think we need to sit and stare at the boat. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and relegate. I guess Duran is going to be our sacrificial victim.
Huh? Still at sea? Oh, I feel sick.
Sick? This was actually more annoying. I went through. Was in the. It didn't give quite enough information on searching the ship. As there are supposed to be bookshelves you find.
Don't like this.
I'm scared! No! Let me off! I don't want to be here! I want to go home! Wait!
Just a ghost ship.
I do feel the presence of spirits nearby. But it's faint. So there might be an elemental on the scary boat?
What's the difference between spirits and spirits?
can't
Spirits
be
are like the
certain,
dead, but elemental
but
spirits. But
stay
they're
on the
different.
lookout.
Elemental spirits aren't people passed on.
Something's
That's
coming.
totally different spirit than ghosts.
Be careful.
I could win this with my eyes closed.
Oh yeah, I can use this.
We are rich.
I hate the victory lines commentating about how rich we are. Breezes.
Menace aim back. Defeat it quickly and move.
Leave this one to me.
My true power. Done.
Easy. Now there's zombies.
Don't hold back, Jessica. The enemy is weak.
Aw, I was just getting started.
Yep, we can buy items for nothing. Thing that he got. 99 cup of wish. I think I'll get some more honey. I'd be using. Not that I use any of them much, but that's the one that I'll. If I get enough.
Watch out! Stronger than you think.
I'm on the...
Alright, so this has the instructions. Book of Shelve, the Blood Book, Death Diary, Curse Column, and Twilight Tome. Blood Book. Like, one of them is in a weird place you would... And in the 3D environment, it's harder to... Tomes. Just seem natural. I think this was the one that I just wasn't expecting a book. I spend like 15 minutes wandering around the ship trying to book. Give it to me, rookie. Well done, Duran. That's what I want to see.
Weak Wing stupid too?
I apologize to everyone who's watching this. I actually find her a lot more amusing. Okay, is that an upgrade? Yes.
This is good quality.
We'll use this.
Death Diary, we need that one.
Easy win.
Looks good.
Good work.
Lightly. Nope. $666
Easy
lucre.
picking. Feel strength.
I'm on the job.
Come on. All right. Clear your way. Give to me. Cross cut.
Leave this one to me.
Bring him on. I can handle anything.
Twilight Tome. Sounds like a door opens. Yay, I am so glad that I remembered where that last book was, so I didn't spend 50. Oh, it's a katana style. Gonna have to sit with it for a while, Duran. Sorry. Whoever you have active as the leader when you approach the book
Is this the ship's log?
acts as the party leader for this. Death, 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 death. And gets cursed.
Whoa.
So since they're ghosts, they can't be in the
disturbing.
party. I would have actually preferred to
However,
go ahead and have Charlotte be out, but against this elemental spirit,
Mateo, the
you remember him from
supernatural
that
enthusiast.
stupid town?
I have fulfilled a dream of mine. I'm a ghost. But now that I've tried it out, I think I'll go home.
That was pretty well done.
Now it's your turn to try. Farewell.
Wait, what?
I'm really surprised, given the nature that they rebuilt this as a game, they didn't create a few more unique sprites. Some of the other unique or named characters.
Oh, what? No way! I can't give up the ghost yet! Jeez, life ain't fair.
Looks like whatever curse that man has passed to you. Once you're cursed, you can't get off this ship until you give it to someone else.
And once again, all 6
Give it to
characters are
someone
shown in this
else?
instant. incredibly
Hey, what gives?
selfish.
You gonna abandon
Every
me, though?
single one of them
Is that it?
acts like they're going to abandon.
Jerks.
You know, they just want to give it up to their friends.
Does it really matter? You were considering switching places with one of your friends. Don't deny it.
You can talk to him with another character though too.
You got
So
me.
if you accidentally come here with your main character, but you don't want your main character to,
Whoever.
you can talk to him with
whatever
another of the
made
characters.
this
Pass it
curse
on.
is on this ship. The rest of the group should look for it.
I'm counting on you. I'll be here if you want to take my place and let me search instead.
Yeah, and that line is what shows the.
I don't want to walk around with just one other person.
Oh, poor
Gotta
Sean.
find the one causing the curse. Next time, we swim. Don't like them boats.
Yeah, right. Ken. Nothing else in the bothering with that, but I don't want to. Probably some fights and stuff I could. Okay, one of these is real. The other is okay. So the other one isn't real, so I'm not even going to bother opening.
I don't like this. Want to leave.
Is this weak wing stupid?
Stronger than you think.
She actually used her kaboom.
Aiming's really helping. Be careful! This could
There we go. That's the holy bolt I want. I'm not gonna. Especially since I'll probably have to fight first, I want to minimize the amount of experience that Duran loses.
Welcome to my ship of wandering souls.
Stop the curse. Let my friend go.
There is but one way. Defeat
This is a really annoying fight with two characters. But having high-powered Charlotte spells should.
Now.
Okay, do you have Holy Bolt, Stone Saber? Didn't get Holy Saber. That's too bad. So I guess just Holy Bolt and done. Item. I need to use up some of those other items. They could be fun to use.
Can we win?
Don't worry. This is a piece of cake.
Fun.
Two shadows. Trap. Watch out.
Leave this one to me. Prepare for impact.
That was a lot of damage.
Holy ball!
Stay back.
And easy beat. Having level 3 class strikes is pretty crazy. Poor Duran misses out on all that experience.
You have released my wandering soul. I would be honored to lend you my power and free your cursed compatriot.
Might be the best looking of the elemental spirits. He actually has an aura and light that is active and animated, plus his flapping wing. As I mentioned, Wisp in
Finally.
particular, or Lumina,
Thanks, everyone.
looks like a big chunk of hardened something pastry. The fact that it's supposed to be a blazing light isn't animated at all. Awful. I thought that maybe it's only on light, but I was pretty certain that Charlotte was supposed to get holy.
You're here. Does that mean the Darkstone is on the ship?
Unfortunately, the Darkstone has been lost. In fact, it may no longer even be in this realm at all.
Huh?
I have a weird decision.
When the world faced devastation from a war, the likes of which had not been
making the
seen
Darkstone
since the
alone already
rise of the
disappeared, and it's
Benevodons. The
Nevedon mist,
ever-increasing darkness,
only to
clouding the
reappear
world,
at the end game.
activated the power of the Darkstone.
It's never made much sense to me.
Then what happened to the Benevodon of Darkness?
It is as you assume. Humankind tried to harness the energy of the Mana Stones to bring about peace in the world. But it was not to be. They soon fought amongst themselves over control of that very energy. Dark forces took advantage of this, and soon the world spiraled into an all-out war.
I guess the main purpose of it is being the
Priest of the Light
stone
mentioned
that
something
was
about that
used
too.
in ancient times and
The
caused
seal
the
on the Darkstone
power to be
was broken,
yours.
and the creatures
But you would think
of
that if that were the
darkness,
case, it'd be a little bit more common
including
knowledge.
the Benevodon, brought the world to the brink of destruction. Since then, the Darkstone disappeared, lost to those of this realm. Bereft of my home, I was forced to wander the seas in this ghost ship for many long years.
Huh. Do you know what happened to the Benevolent of Darkness? How did the world avoid utter destruction?
Like guys get dropped
I
frame
do not
there.
know. The Benevodon, along with the creatures of darkness, simply disappeared without warning.
What?
It has been many, many years since then. The world recovered, but alas, the Benevodon is not gone for good. I believe the monster may have once again returned to the Darkstone. It may even have been sent back from the darkness.
And this translation is both better
in this
and
realm again.
because the disappearance of the
So,
Darkstone is even more of a
though
mystery.
humans
It's
have no way
why
to
did it?
defeat mana power on their own?
Why is it coming
The
back?
reason
But the
it's
fact that it
become
is
so
coming back kind of
scarce
explains the return of the
might
Benevodon
have
better.
something to do with the
So it's kind of a
Darkstone?
weird thing.
So, why?
Pretty interesting that they give you light first and
Souls
dark
dispersed,
fourth.
This ship
The elemental spirits that you collect in Secret of Mana, of course, are in a lot more basic order. You get the 4 basic elementals, then you get light and dark, and then you get the this Moon and Wood. I think they're still last, but you have light and dark spread out among. But they decided that light was basic magic for healing, which does make a lot of sense. So to make sure you would get that as soon as possible, they make it the first. That seems to be the logic anyway. Of course, the counterpoint to that logic is if you don't take Charlotte, you don't get that healing magic anyway, so that's the point. But it definitely doesn't make sense if you do take Charlotte to get her one useful ability, not until end of the game. As
Where?
Charlotte is the one character who, if she is in your party, she is guaranteed with you for the Benevodon fight, so she'll pick up the light magic right after that as well.
We gotta get out of here. somehow.
Of course, because of the fact that she does join the party if she's injured, I always like having her. Have all three fight. Yeah, I'm getting up for. What's up? Okay. I hope this doesn't look. Things get too bad, I think. Oh, yeah, now we get our wonderful girlfriend. This seemed a lot less of a problem area on this compared to the original as well.
Did you see the huge thing in the water? What was it?
Skaboo, whatever they call it.
We must
What did they call it in this again? I can't remember. Booskaboo is such a great.
No more enemies. Here, until next time.
Mana Day again, huh? Apparently no time passed. That's bad. Chest over there. There are 4 chests. Okay, well, I need to make no little cactus.
Don't worry. I got this.
That's the spirit.
Easy enemy. Stronger than you think. Easy win.
Easy peasy.
Poor Duran is more than a level behind now, thanks to that triple EXP.
Stronger than you think.
I almost think I should have unequipped it for that fight, actually, but nah, oh well. Duran will just have to deal with being the weak member of the party now. That's what you get for not being the hero. More Cup of Wishes to discard because I never die.
Don't worry. I got
Okay, that's awesome against flying critter. That's for. All I really care about is getting the. Let's wait first.
Easy stronger than you think.
It's over.
Too easy.
That's interesting. Wi-Fi connection lost. Thing I don't need Wi-Fi. To have connection problems with Wi-Fi a lot. I don't know if it's just the internet out here. I'm going to be moving to a bigger city in a couple months. Hopefully, internet there will be better for. One of the things I'm going to have to work out with my landlady. Get the details of their internet and if I need to upgrade. Of course, when I first started wanting to stream and stuff, it was a lot harder to get those high upload packages. But the last couple of years especially now, of course, in the current situation, everybody wanting to Zoom and Discord and Skype to communicate a lot more using that, not just, you know, major streamers and casual streamers like me, but basic people want a lot more upload in order to be able to more faithfully communicate during all these conference calls.
Learning. Getting stronger.
Okay, one more fight and then I'll do some level.
We can take this enemy in no time. We're this one tonight.
Bring 'em on.
That is awesome. Okay. What am I working? Like just stamina. Oh, I need to get spirit. Darn. Try and get spirit so I can get his one spell. He's doing spirit. His spells as well. Anyway, so no. And as for her, what's she working on? Isn't be. Go. Now she's going to do streamlight damage. That I think I'll do luck with it. No, I want to get attack saber with her.
Wasting time on weaklings.
Beastmen don't use money. What's up?
I could win this with my eyes closed.
Lancers.
Out of the fire. Still stuck on the island. I don't want ghosts or volcanoes.
For sure. Ghosts and volcano.
Weak enemy. Stay back. Stay focused.
Did you see that? I was great. Don't worry, I've got this. All done.
I'm gonna have to come back again this way when I go to invent. Honey elixir.
Come on.
On it.
I'm on the job.
On it. Victory.
Come on.
I'm on the job.
Come on.
On it.
Wrong button.
Stay back.
No, jeez, she did hers too. I wonder what his is like.
I'm on the job.
Come on.
I actually want to see.
Weak enemy. You're gonna feel this one. Stay focused.
Okay, that's his whirlwind blades. I haven't really seen the second one.
This whole volcano is gonna explode. I'm scared.
Dangerous.
It's actually almost identical. That's kind of funny. This number 2 one seems better.
This will be over quick.
Easiest way to clear all these fights is to have somebody do their ultimate one. I've been okay. Nice to be able to just move and you go automatic. The demo was so bad. A lot of people must have told them about how bad. Because pretty much every other button is something. They had the trigger run button as your left stick. The same as they had to press it to activate. They only had to press it once. They'd activate. Still, it was really clumsy to do. Whenever you stopped, that turned it off.
Monsters.
It would stay on permanently.
Lots of monsters.
It wouldn't have been
Why
bad.
so many? Source of food nearby, maybe?
Wait! I don't think these monsters mean any harm.
As our party is already split up,
They aren't attacking us.
this dialogue would be a lot
Maybe
less.
you should try talking to one.
Well, it would be a little bit more interesting if didn't already have, so close to their village. These tough as nails. But there would be, having played the original, of course, you know about it. If you haven't played the original, it's probably weird to come to a village of monsters. But considering the party has broken up, that kind of makes the drama over fighting the monsters. They should have done a cutscene about that rather than dialogue while you're running. Act like there's an eye. Ruler of the seas resides in a cave to the west of this town. If you have a chance of leaving this island, you must ask for its aid. However, the entrance to the cavern at the top of the mountain is hidden by rock during destruction may come before you can dig around it. You talk to some of the others, they say, you know, Durant's wondering if they're just playing or whatever. But he's always by the weapon shop. But
What would you like?
yes, it is an improvement.
Quality
Let's
wear.
go.
This is good quality.
Top quality wear. Nice. Top quality wear.
Ooh, exciting.
But talk to one of the others, and they
Come again.
and they talk about that question of why they're
What would you
volcano, and they apparently have lived here for generations, and they believe in the cycle of nature. What will be, will be. Whatever.
Use this.
Good work.
I also have a shop discount because of Little Cactus, but while it almost follows the same logic, as I don't feel as bad about it, because you're still paying them lots of money. This game is one of the classically wacky ones as well. If you've ever found a file, there's one that I've read that's extensive, but probably a lot of other people have got into JRPG tropes and how the you can start out in the most civilized capital where all the best smiths are,
Time to head to
and
Seaside Tavern.
Come and get me. Prepare for impact.
oh, she doesn't kill them all with hers. Too bad. I was hoping that I could just swap between her.
I can do this with my eyes closed.
You start out in the capital and it's got all the best smiths, and you only get basic level equipment. And then near the end of the game, there's a camp of survivors that have nobody living there hardly. But they somehow have access and can sell you, you know, the best viable equipment. And how that equipment progresses through the game. It's good for the story, but it's definitely not good for the realism that you're able to find such, you know, that the equipment progresses like that. Trials of Mana is one of the very worst. Although they do actually make it part of the story later on when you come into the area where the best viable equipment is.
This ought to help.
On it. Run. No more enemies. Not until next time.
Because the ancient city supposedly did have a lot of great smiths. But otherwise, it except for that, it just follows the very basic equipment rules.
Looks like it's my time to shine, huh?
I think this is the last time where an elemental actually does something for you.
Right up. Give me a sec, and I'll fix it for
You were a little bit more interesting and interactive in Secret Mana because you had to use specific of the spells that were given to you. Activate the stones to create progress. But they're essentially just progress cutscene.
Wooa of the seas.
6 treasure chests. Wow.
Come out wherever you. Wooa of the seas. Come out wherever you are. Don't worry, I'm great at hide and seek.
Volcano could blow at any time. Hurry! Can't stop here. Need revenge for Carl. Die!
Could be a pretty rough game if they actually did let the volcano blow up on you. Started another Cup of Wishes. If you're playing the game on hard, normally you have to rely on Cup of Wishes a lot because the enemies can jump on top of you and do killer damage almost instantly.
Beastmen don't use money. What's a buy?
Another Cup of Wishes. I forgot how many Cup of Wishes they had in chests. That's pretty nice little taxi.
Be careful! This could get ugly.
I really like this strike. In case you've been wondering about that big AoE multi-hit damage.
Leave it to me. One down.
And his 4-hit combo, power combo, if you can get that off. There's no boss in the cave. At least I'm pretty sure I don't remember. All the times if it is, it's so inconsequential. I don't. Play for a chest. It's probably going to be another wishes, but oh well.
This enemy isn't even a threat.
Stronger than you think.
Let's just get started.
Oh. I guess that's why I maxed out on Cup of Wishes. Wondering.
Dangerous.
I might have also spent all my money buying them up, I think, in the last game, if I remember. Because I was tired of Reese talking about our excess money. Kevin's kind of annoying, but not too bad, but Reese was just awful. Their talk about the money. I think we should spend our earnings on items for the journey. Think so, really? Sure, that's what we should. But you get so much money at this end point of the game that more than you can possibly spend. Which is funny, because most of the game it's actually really tight when you're playing through the first time. Especially with as expensive as weapons get early on. But once you're grinding up in the post-game content, the extra stuff, that's gets pretty. Like I can't do this again since it's gone weird.
Stronger than ever.
After Duran's level, we'll do some more training. I don't like the targeting. Again, there's no other place for it, but the target button is the R3, and I've never liked that much either. But I do admit that, considering that you have to use L1 and R1 for, and L2 and R2 for either character switching or power attacks, shortcuts, and I need to assign stuff to my that too. Lumina time. Gotten all 6 treasure buckets.
Just give me 1 second.
Stay back!
Bring him on. Don't handle anything.
Okay, time to do some training. Spirit. Get up, Spirit. Didn't really need that before, but now that I'm using much of the yeah, he just sticks the volcano on us rather than giving us a boss.
I am Malokio. In accordance
He
with the
looks
prophecy heralding his
so
dark majesty's
pathetic in
triumph,
this 3D
I'm here
remake.
to
Oh
end
my.
your lives.
A lot of the
This
bosses
is
and stuff look
foretold
cool or
to
whatever,
make
but my
disrupt
word,
His
he's
Majesty's plans
no,
for
it's
this
just
realm.
not look like a threatening vampire.
Who is Dark
He looks like a
Majesty?
vampire from a bad comedy.
What have we done to you?
I'd expect to see him as a villain in
Who's
Spike
lady to
McFang.
know the minutia of our
Whoever
plan?
played that old.
After all, you will not leave here intact. This active volcano will soon bury you all alive.
Ah!
Busklav, is that what they ended up
What do we do?
translating him as? I guess I could see where something intended to be Vusklav could become Vuskabu, because Japanese are incapable pretty much of ending on any consonant except for soft N.
Helping us.
Otherwise, they have to have a vowel at the end of their. Usually an sound if. Sklav. Russian. Or some sort of Slavic case. Swim, little guy. Booskaboo is so awesome. Busklav. I'm probably never going to stop calling him Booskaboo.
Go back to Valsena and ask the Hero King about the other Mana Stones.
Kind of sad, though. I really do think that Kevin is my least favorite of all the antagonists. And Charlotte's close second, which means their story and yeah, I really prefer the other four, especially Reed guy. Although probably the best story belongs to him. Grant's a lot better in this though than he was. He was so slow and clunky and hard to use. Damage wasn't that great. Hawkeye and Kevin were both. Kevin is not as OP in this as he was in original.
Ruler of the Seas was cute and helpful.
Do you even understand what cute means, Kevin? I think you need glasses.
You think?
You do if you don't think I'm 100 times
I have to stop
cuter
and listen to
than
this
that
conversation. This is great. Seriously? They're having arguments about cute? Charlotte, you are cute, but I don't know if you're cuter than Booskaboo. That's our thing. And there are a lot of people who are offended by your cute, Charlotte. I don't think there's anybody offended by the cuteness of Booskaboo. Yeah, that's going. Time. I've only been going at it for 2 hours, but I might go ahead and put it up here. Got a little. This is my first time back after a while, and I'm also planning to do some speed running tonight. So I have Pool of Radiance 100% in other marathons. I get out. So I need to dust that off and start practicing it again since I haven't run anything in a month.
You have returned safely. That is fortunate. I see you have located 4 of the 8 elementals. Light, earth, wind, and darkness. You have 4 left to find. You are halfway to your goal. The Waterstone is in Altena's territory. Its elemental, Undine, may be found to the south of Frostbite Fields in the Labyrinth of Ice.
Undine, or Undine, is another one like Final Fantasy X's Titus. That I think technically, especially by the Japanese, would be pronounced Undine. But Undine sounds better to me.
To the
Not as
south
much
of the
as
Burning Sands
Titus
is a
sound.
treacherous place known as Fiery Gorge. The Firestone and its keeper, Salamando, can be found there. Southeast of here is the sprawling Duskmoon Forest, home of the Beastmen. I have heard the Moonstone lies within its borders, but I know nothing more. Beware the Beastmen's strength. It would do you well to change your class before you attempt to cross into their land.
He tells you about them in the order of their level. You can actually, I believe, go to them in any order, but it's definitely better to do Ice, Fire. Later areas level based on the order you go through them. They don't level with you, but they do have that. Maybe I will put it up then. The internet's just being in.
The elfin settlement
Hopefully it'll be better for tonight, although I won't need high quality for
if you
full
ask the
DOS
elves,
games.
they may have some advice for you.
But it's really weird that they, you're probably close to 20 by now, so you can, in the original game, if you're casually, you can class change as soon as you find the Waterstone or the Firestone. But they advise you not to try without class changing against the moon.
Flute that has the power to summon Vuskav.
Vuskav, yep.
However, because the creature is not
Vuskaboo
fond of humankind, we sealed it away.
He seems very nice, fond of humankind, if you ask me.
Accepted you, you can use the flute to summon the creature by playing it on any sandy beach in the world. Vuskav will come to you. Take it with you, with my blessing.
Okay, now we've got the flute. Called Vuskav, Vuskaboo. Fairy flute, because he ferries us water. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save it and put it up here. I need to start uploading those. I haven't uploaded either of my the last few things I did do. I haven't even. I need to do. Let's go ahead and put it up here. That was a good playthrough. Got us a couple more elemental spirits. Got our class changes, and from here it's now that we've got the class changes, it's going to be pretty straight shot with only distraction being grabbing all the chests that I can. I need to go back to Rolante and get all those sometime as well, but I can probably do that when I go to pick up Flammy. Again, it's been a while since I've done one without Reed and Hawkeye, so it'll be interesting how that works, since always Reese takes control when you find the Wind Deity Defender, the Wing Defender, whatever you call her, aka. Because Reese is always the one who takes charge of that. Whatever. Anyway, that's it for me. Until next time.